I need you back with me, young lady, because
I am so excited. I'm here for you.
I am so excited about you sharing this story with everyone, because I know that your mission is to get this word out because of the impact that this product has had on your life, the life of your son, and the life of your entire family, for that matter. So I want to turn it over to you to tell everybody what's happened to you and your family since you started on this product.
Okay, Pope. Well, thank you very much. And yes, I'm so excited to be sharing this with and all you out there that have parents with special needs children. I'm going to try to do this without crying, but there's hope. There's hope, and there's hope in this wonderful product we have. We've been on this journey with autism for 10 years with my son. He's 14 now, and he didn't get his formal diagnosis till age 4. And all the doctors could give us was, I call it a trifecta of meds, meds for sleeping, meds for his anxieties, meds for his behaviors. All of them seemed to be working adequately, but not enough. It was never enough. It just always seemed like a Band-Aid, but yet we needed something. And it did what I just have not seen a product like this one that has come down the pipe in 10 years that I've been on this journey. We've done wheat-free, gluten-free. It's a wonderful diet. I recommend it. It just didn't do what it promised to do for my son. He doesn't have the gut sensitivities. I'm not saying don't do it. I'm just saying it didn't work for our son. All we had to fall back on was these meds and his developmental and his behavior therapies, which have been a godsend. But this product, I want to tell you, has changed our life and given us new hope that our son will be recovered one day. And I really believe that, and I believe that because of this. It is all natural food that God has given us and that man has depleted from our environment, from our soils. But we found this, through science and through research, we found a way to extract it, like Pope was saying earlier. I really believe this food is what Dylan needed to kickstart the healing process in his body. And I'm seeing it right before my eyes. And I just want to tell you, Pope, 6 days in, we started Dylan out slow. And the first day we bumped it to 1 and 1. We started out at 1 a day. The first day we bumped it up. That morning I noticed my son wasn't snoring. And I got to tell you, before he snored like earthquake-shattering snoring, and he had sleep apnea type features. He'd gasp for air, and all through the night. It wasn't just during REM, or I don't even think he ever got to REM sleep because of his snoring, of his shortness of breath. 6 days in, I walked into my son's room, and it was quiet, and it was eerie to me, and it didn't dawn on me at first. And then I rushed over to make sure my son was breathing because it was so odd that I couldn't hear him sleep. I usually hear him sleep through snoring, through gasping. And I ran up to make sure he was breathing, and he was, and thank God. And then I sat on his bed, and I just stared at him sleeping so quietly, and I thought, could this be our first breakthrough with this product that we weren't even expecting? I'm expecting it to, for things in his behaviors and his speech and language and the things that affect him neurologically through the autism diagnosis. The first thing was his sleep apnea gone. I stayed up till 2:30 in the morning that night just to test it, and I stayed up from the time he slept. He fell asleep at 12 till 2:30, and I was just staring at my boy, crying, just so elated that he was having a restful sleep, a peaceful sleep. And from that day on, I have to tell you, Pope, it's been a month. Yes, has not snored or had that shortness of breath. He sleeps restful. He sleeps peaceful. It's staying. It's staying, and I'm just so happy about that. And that same morning that I discovered he had not been snoring, I noticed his face. He usually has this oily sheen and pimple breakouts. He's 14. He's going through adolescence. Since age 13, he's had this, kind of zitty, oily complexion. And, he's very aversive to me coming at his face and doing like a daily scrub. So we just didn't worry too much about it with regimen. But I noticed Dylan's skin was like clear and glowing. And I thought, oh, that's just the oil. And I looked close because something was different. The pimples were gone. And that was after 6 days. The pimples and the oily sheen were gone. So we had 2 major blessings on that 6th day. And I have to tell you, Pope, and I know it's just really hard to fit it all in, but we've had major breakthroughs in behavior. Behavior's been always an issue with Dylan. He's always been a real expressive child through behavior because his language is so behind. He has few words, and few words inherently come to him to describe feeling. That's just a feature of autism. And so when he gets upset, when he gets mad, he has meltdowns, and that's the way he communicates. We call it climbing up his crisis cycle. And full crisis means he could do anything from headbutting, self-injury, he could go after others. You just don't know. Well, so we have noticed, and others have noticed, he has a quicker recovery time when he's upset. And not only a quicker recovery time, but he doesn't go for the aggressive behaviors, the headbutting, the hitting. He just gets upset like a normal teen, and he'll make a verbal protest, but then in 2 minutes, 5 minutes, he's happy, he's singing, he's not climbing that crisis cycle like, oh my goodness, where's he going to go with this? You know, he's not getting his way, but yet we have to lay down boundaries. No matter what, we have to keep being parents. Tool in our toolbox that is helping us reach our son and get more out of our son because he's less mad, less angry. We're able to get more teaching ability out of him. And Pope, I'm noticing more connections verbally. He is spontaneously knowing what to do, like his, I'm going to cry again. So sorry. But we have a night routine. We have Dylan on, kids with autism, they love their structure, they love their routine. And usually we do a written routine or a verbal routine. And with Dylan's night routine, we just loosely do it verbally. And he walks through it. We just prompt him, and he, gets his meds, gets his DVD, puts his jammies on. Well, that night, it was a couple days after the 6th day, breakthrough day, he comes bebopping up to my husband and I, and he's like 9:30 bedtime. He's never said anything like that to us before. And me and my husband looked at each other like, okay. And then he proceeded to prompt us through his night routine. He was just so proud. He was announcing, time for jammies, get DVD, get meds, and he'd look at us for approval, like, am I doing the right thing, Mom and Dad? But yet he was the leader, and he took control of his life, and he inherently knew. That was unheard of for him to show us that he knew. There's new connections being formed. There's healing being done, and I've done the research. I just graduated with a bachelor's degree in social work. Dylan led me on this journey. I'm all about evidence-based, Pope. I've done the research. This is tried and true stuff. And what I'm seeing in Dylan, I just want to shout from the rooftops. And I have been on Facebook.
Well, that's what you're doing right now. And I just think it's so wonderful. There's so many people out there that need the encouragement and need hope, and
yes.
This is offering the hope. When I talked to you about this yesterday, we talked about his doctor and how impressed his doctor is at the changes that he's seeing, and now you provided his doctor with information, and there's interest there.
Yes, it's in the mail right now. He gave Dylan his 14-year-old well child check